Hey, today I'm going to be doing a reading for Saturn, which is going retrograde in Aquarius. And so there's a lot of retrograde action happening within the next few days. We're going to focus on Saturn right now and how it can highlight, stuff in your consciousness that you can, take a look at and evaluate, see how it applies to you and your twin flame journey and your like how you structure things. Saturn is very much about discipline and structure, and it's different in Aquarius, which has a more like universal approach to things, and like the age of Aquarius, if you've ever heard of that term or seen any renditions of like that song, which are kind of funny. It's like has to do with like the concept of like new age, I would say. But then when it's going retrograde, it's actually going to go back into Capricorn until December, and it'll station direct before that. It'll station direct in September. But anyway, like during this time when we're going back into Capricorn with Saturn, well, Saturn's really comfortable in Capricorn as it rules Capricorn, and if you're Capricorn, like why that is, how that works, right? Saturn is gonna be like helping us look at places where we can really hone in on disciplining ourselves, which should actually feel really good and really like easy as we're going retrograde back through Capricorn and revisiting these themes that may have started like around 2017, the end of 2017, like November, December 2017. Like what was changing for you around then? I know for me personally, I actually had like a very significant change in my life. Like I moved, and I changed, like careers kind of. And so a lot was happening for me right around that time. And there's definitely like themes about that I'm like, oh yeah, I can totally see how for me personally, like that applies to my whole life, and how like revisiting that time and like seeing any kinds of places where there's kind of like loose ends or feelings that need to be felt through, or any kind of lessons that haven't fully been worked through. This is going to help you to like really come to a really nice conclusion there, because it's going to be a really long time before Saturn is in Capricorn again. So this is a really cool, like, I mean, if you want to look at it this way, right? Like it's a cool opportunity to kind of like dive into that energy and apply it fully to your life. Take the lesson, whatever it may be, when you're looking at how this applies to you, and just make sure that you're bringing it full circle. Like feeling a sense of ease there, and so you can feel into that, see how it applies to your twin flame journey too, and it might be like mirrored in your life purpose, or it might be directly something romantic. And I think the cards are going to help, say more about that. So I'm going to pull Crystal Angels Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And they've already been shuffled and everything. So the first card is upside down, and it is spiritual protection. Beautiful card. I love that heart, that purple heart, so pretty. So charoite. Actually don't really know how to pronounce this crystal, and I don't know this crystal. I know a lot of crystals, and I know a lot about crystals. I feel like a decent amount. I'm not like I haven't earned my diploma in crystal energy vibrations, but yeah, I don't know like what charoite represents exactly, but the word itself reminds me of like chariot kind of, and that it says spiritual protection. I kind of like envision like these like guardian angels kind of like watching over you and protecting your journey. And if you think something feels scary or off, or you're not sure how other people are receiving you or something, you can really like go into that feeling and like, just relax. Like, yes, I am watched over, I'm protected, as long as you're doing your part to live in integrity and to the to your absolute best ability. Like fully, and keep on going deeper with that, because one day the thing that you do, you might learn that it's time to make a new choice. And so you've learned that lesson, and you can't pretend like you haven't learned the lesson and gotten the feeling from something if you have. And so if you're kind of stuck in that kind of an area, just like go deeper, because you're fully protected in making your new choice as well. And this is going to take you deeper. And really only you can do this, right? Like no one can do it for you. People can point out all kinds of things, but it's ultimately something that you have to feel and that has to click for yourself in order for you to really keep going deeper in your spiritual work. So that it's just like for you to know as you go deeper, like it's not scary. You are protected in doing that. So you are being watched over and protected physically, emotionally, and energetically. So yeah, I just love getting that card. And the second card is Sapphire. Easy does it. Easy does it, yeah. Okay. So your health, happiness, and abundance require a gentle approach to life and work. Yeah, it's important to live up to your commitments, right? But there is a balance, and you can't live up to your commitments by taking from yourself. So sometimes you have to learn how to like dance, how to just like dance with life there, and how to be able to commit in a way that's like truly committing. Like saying that word a bunch of times, but like you like a true commitment isn't just like a thing that you say you're gonna do and you do it because you said you were gonna do it and it feels bad, and then because of that like you kind of spin off there. I think we've all made that mistake at some point. I know I have. But anyway, like, it's safe to just like really go deeper with like what commitment means and what you are capable of committing to, but also like flex your muscle a little bit, like take it a little bit deeper than you think you're capable. Like maybe it's your twin flame journey, and actually like some aspect of your union with your twin flame that you can commit more deeply to loving them somehow. And I mean, that's pretty much like always the case, right? So you definitely can do that, and see how that resonates. And there's also committing to like your foundation, committing to your home, committing to your inner spiritual work. I mean, these are all really like one thing in truth, but it's like what's really like juicy for you to commit a little bit more deeply to. And that really involves surrender too. It's like you can commit and you can surrender control there. Like, how am I going to be able to do this? But if something feels like you're guided to commit there, then go deeper and see what's there for you. It's safe. And with that being said, the Easy Does It card is yeah, it's just like a gentle reminder that this whole journey shouldn't feel like, you know, a crackdown. Of course, sometimes like that can be the case and that can be healthy, but like overall, right now especially, and I mean really like when planets go retrograde, it is a time to do things like that are related to reevaluating like how you discipline yourself with like a gentle approach. Like you, whenever you're like kind of being introspective, you can question and you can be harsh, but when you come to that place, remember that it's always like about loving yourself when you know, get to that raw place within you. And you don't need to like push yourself past that place if it feels bad, right? If something really feels bad, then you know that's an indicator to back off and love yourself and see what you actually need to nurture yourself to. Because discipline and nurturing, you know, is balance. Yeah, and Jeff and Shalia teach this really well throughout their classes in Twin Flame Ascension School and in Life Purpose class too. So yeah, and the third card here is citrine. Well, definitely know about that stone. Have some right here. Might as well carry it along. There you can see the yellow part matches. Unnecessary worries. Release the burden of worries by giving them to God for healing and solutions. Yeah, I mean, these cards are all really like, kind of have a very nurturing theme to them in this like purpley color and sapphire. So, yeah, it's safe to just like not wrap yourself up in worries. I think this is really all too common with the twin flame journey, is finding something to worry about with your twin flame, especially if you're in any kind of separation, which is also very common, you know, until you completely clear that. And actually like worrying about your twin flame is really, first of all, it doesn't actually feel good. It's just a pattern running, and it's taking you further and further away from yourself. And in worrying, you really like abandon yourself, and sometimes you might be brought back to yourself in a way that you don't think you really like, but it's really the most compassionate way. And so you don't have to learn things the hard way. I mean, you can't control like what's the best way for you, right? Like you choose and you surrender to the power of your choice. But you can also just release your need to like worry and cause yourself any anxiety. This is also really hard on your body too. Like worrying it affects different people differently, but like, you know, your adrenals or your thyroid or something is gonna like not feel good after a little while of doing that. And throw things off. And when things are thrown off, of course, then you have to like put all of this effort to getting them back into balance. And when you just do the spiritual work to begin with, then like that's really the underlying cause of anything that it manifests physically. So I'm by no means saying like, you know, definitely like listen to your doctor, seek medical advice. This is not that, right? Disclaimer. But just that like when you can get to the root of something before it manifests physically, or even if something has like, and you find that pattern, you can still root it out in your consciousness. And so yeah, it's a really good time to let this retrograde action help you look at where you might be putting energy and time into worrying about something. It could even be like, I don't know, like a way that you organize stuff in your home or something that's like just not really the most, just like the highest way for you to live your life, essentially. Like not the best way for you to spend like each golden drop of your time. and energy. So it's about like getting really, really clear there with like how you can hone in on all of your energy, all of your abundance. And as you do that, you'll see more and more contrast between things that like feel like this, like an unnecessary worry, and things that feel very like grounded and like something to maintain, to honor, to commit to. So yeah, good stuff. So that is it for this card reading for Saturn going retrograde. And I hope you enjoy that feeling, you know, whatever it's bringing on for you. Don't worry, you know, planets go retrograde quite often, so it's not like, well, I want to say it's also just not like an excuse for anything, you know? It's like things are always happening, and you can always look to something outside of you to try to like create a story, but that's not really like what this is about. It's just again, like a kind of a way to help you hone in like on your inner world and collective consciousness, which is really like we're all part of collective consciousness, and to go there with the divine, with source. Like go to that place within and know that your hand is being held the whole time. So you can't actually like, you can't mess up. And when you make a conscious effort to like kind of put something into focus, like you get to go deeper there. So just like let that occur naturally, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video, and definitely like, and feel free to share it. And please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. Comment below if you have anything to say, any questions. And all of my links are below too. So I do coaching, I do readings, of course, including astrology readings and other great stuff. It's all in the links. So check it out below. And I do consultations too. So yeah, I hope that you enjoy this start to your Saturn retrograde, and that it brings up a lot of juicy stuff for your twin flame journey and your life just in general too. All right, take care. Bye.